everyone, this is Rosa Kelly and I'm here to do a little tutorial on a binding. So if you remember, I have a tutorial called, I think it's called Easy Mini Album. So this binding will accommodate to the same page construction. It will be the same size, but this one is going to be a gatefold opening for the album. And so I just want to show you really quick what I've been working on, which is this beautiful bow bunny petal laying collection. So I have the pages almost ready, so I was gonna do my binding. Now if you want to know how to do the pages for this binding, you can go ahead and look at the tutorial that I did for the Easy Mini Album. So the same page construction will accommodate, it's the same size as this. So the layouts are a little bit different, but the sheets are the same size. And this binding will have a different spine size, so I will show you how to do the hinges for this album as well. So let's get started. For my chipboard, I did want to share with you what I use, which is this package of Recollections chipboard album. And now this is like a 12 by 12 album. You can make a 12 by 12 and it's 6 by 6. I think this is 6 3/4 by 7, something like that. So what I do is I don't use it to do a 12 by 12 album. So I just grab the sheets or the chipboard, I guess, and this is what I use to make my covers. Okay, so now I have cut up some pieces already, and I will put the dimensions on the description below right there. So I just want to show you what I have. So I have a 6 3/4 by a 7 3/4. 7 3/4 is the height of my album. So when we put the page, it is the page is a little bit smaller because the page is 7.5. This page is 7.5 by 6 1/4, so you know. So I have a 6 3/4 by 7 3/4, and then I'm gonna have a piece of 6 by 7 3/4, which is a little bit smaller, and this one will be on the top and this will be on the bottom. And then I have two pieces of 3 inches by 7 3/4, and this will be my sides, my spine. And then I have a piece of 3 1/4 by 7 3/4, and this will be what closes my gatefold. So let's put it all together. So you're gonna need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I just use regular cardstock. I don't use the 110-pound cardstock for my binding because I'm afraid it might crack because it is too stiff. So I'm gonna cut these at 10 inches, and I'm gonna put that on the side right there, and then I'm gonna grab it and put them together. So I just need my tape. Sorry. And so I'm just gonna use double-sided tape here and put these two together. So this is the 10-inch side, and let me remove these, and then I'll just connect them just like that. And for some reason one is bigger than the other one, but that's okay, just a little bit bigger. So then I'm gonna start putting my pieces together. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. So here we go. So the large size, which is the 6 3/4 by 7 3/4, is going to go in here first. And then I'm gonna use the two that are 3 inches. And then I will use the 6 by 7 3/4 on this side. I'm gonna scooch this over. And then I'm gonna use the 3 1/4 by 7 3/4, and it's gonna fit just right. Okay, I gotta scooch this other side. But anyway, so then we're gonna put it together. So when you glue it, you want to make sure in between each one, you're gonna leave a little gap of like 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now what I'm seeing here is that I don't have enough room, or like, because when I fold these, you might need a little bit more room. So I'm gonna trim these to be a little bit smaller. And this one, it's okay to trim because that's just gonna be the front opening. So I'm gonna put this one at 5 1/2 actually. So let me get my little trimmer. And because this chipboard is so thick, I gotta do it twice on both sides. And then you just bend it. So here we go. So then this last one, instead of being 6 by 7 3/4, is 5 1/2 by 7 3/4, and I'm just gonna change it right here. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do, like I said, is start gluing. So you want to put a good amount of glue. So I'm gonna give it about 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch on that side, and try to center up and down. Okay, and then the next one, I'm gonna do the same. So like I said, you're gonna leave a little opening right there, and I like to use my ruler to make sure I'm going straight. Okay, so the next one, I really like this glue because it's really strong and it dries fast. So there you go, you leave a little opening. And then I put too much glue, but that's okay. And then this is the 3 inch by 7 3/4. Okay, just like that. And the last one, the 3 1/2 by 7 3/4. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry for a couple minutes. Okay, so now that this is dry, I'm gonna use my double-sided tape, and I'm just gonna put it along on the long side. Okay, and on the short side, I'm just gonna do it on all the sides. And then I'm just gonna cut the corners here, and make sure you don't touch your chipboard. You might want to give it a little bit of room there. So you cut it like that, and then same one here. in there, and this one as well. Okay. So now I'm just gonna give it a bend. Before I remove the tape, you want to make sure it bends and is ready. Otherwise, if you bend it on the wrong place, your tape, it's gonna be hard to, you know, pull apart and it might break. So there you go. So this side is ready to go. So I'm gonna add a little bit more glue, and I'm gonna take off this tape. Okay, so I'm gonna push this corner here and hold it, and then just start peeling my tape. Okay, and then we're gonna turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. Just a little bit more glue. Here you go. And then you're gonna bend it. Oh, I should not have taken my tape off just yet. Okay. And now you can take off your tape. Okay, just like that. And then we're gonna do the sides. So first we're gonna bend it, and then you want to tuck the corners in a little bit. So you just tuck it in and tuck it in. Oops. Okay, you're just pushing it in, and then you take off your tape, and there you go. And the same on the other side. So first I'm going to bend it, and I'm going to tuck it in these little corners, and I'm going to take off my tape. Okay, and corner sticking out. Okay, so here we go. Now before you bend it, you want to crease your openings just like this, so when you bend it, it doesn't bubble up. There you go. So now we are ready to bend these just like that, and this side goes like this and like this. Okay, so now that you see it from the front, see how this side only measures 5.5 and the bottom measures 6 3/4, so they don't quite finish together, but that's okay. So you don't want to do this, okay, because then you ruin your book. So you're gonna leave it like that, and then you can add magnets or Velcro for your closure. So I'm not sure yet what I'm doing, but we can go ahead and start doing the inside. So for the inside, I'm also gonna grab the regular weight cardstock, and I'm just gonna cut it and glue it. So I have two pieces, and these ones measure 8.5 by 11. So I'm gonna cut along the 8.5 side, and I'm gonna cut this at 7 1/4. Okay, and then all I'm gonna do is cover these like this. So I'm gonna start with this one. And this is just to give your binding extra support. So here we go. So I'm gonna do number 1. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so you're gonna let this dry for another minute. And then you're gonna grab your ruler and your little score thingy, and you're gonna score along. You're gonna see on the top here where you bend your page, and you're just gonna give it a little crease, gentle. You don't want to break the paper. And you're gonna do the same for all your bending sides. Very gentle. And one more in here. Okay, and then we have one more. Okay, and then we're just gonna gently fold this again. Okay, and then the other side as well. So see how this bubbles up a little bit? I think I might have not put enough glue on that side, but that's okay. All right, so this is gonna close like this. All right, so now for your hinges. So for my hinge, I'm gonna grab a sheet of 8.5 by 11, and I'm gonna cut it at 7 1/4. Okay. And then I'm going to score. I'm gonna score at 1. And for this album, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch gusset. Sorry, I forgot the word. So 1/2 inch gusset. So I'm gonna score again at 1 1/2. And then for the part that will go inside, the part that's gonna hold my sheet, it's gonna be a 3/4 inch. So I'm gonna score at 2 3/4, and I'm gonna score at 3. Okay, so that's my sheet 1. And then my second gusset, I'm gonna score 3 1/2, and then 4 1/4, and 5. That's my second sheet. And then my third gusset is gonna be at 5 1/2. And then for the next sheet, it's gonna be 6 1/4 and 7. And then again at 7 1/2. Okay, and that's gonna be my sheet number 4 at 8 1/4 and at 9. Okay, so we have a piece like this, and I will put the dimensions along on the screen somewhere. So the parts that are 3 1/4, you're gonna pinch, and that's gonna be where your page will go. And this is the Cathy Orta's hidden hinge system. So I'm pretty sure she explains it better than me. So make sure you go and check her channel out as well. She's really amazing. So here we go. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So we have our 4 inserts for our pages. Now you're gonna turn this around and start adding some double-sided tape to each one of these little page inserts. So on the 3/4, you only need to add it on one side. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so then you're just gonna peel your tape off and put them together. So 1 here, the next one, and the next one, and the last one. Okay, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, there you go. So now to each one of these little flaps, you're gonna add double-sided tape along the outside edge. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do 1. So outside edge, and I'll do a little close-up. Okay, so that's how you wanna do it. So this little tab measures 3 1/4. So you wanna put your 1/2 inch double-sided along the outside edge. Then you're gonna turn it around and do the same on the back. So on both sides. And then you're gonna do just the same for each one of these. Okay, so I have added the tape to each one of my page inserts. And then I'm gonna go back to my binding. Okay, and I'm gonna add this on this side right here. But okay, so then this is my spine where you'll see my fingers, and then so you're just gonna place these and center it right here. Okay, so I'm gonna add some tape. You can add double-sided tape, but I'm just gonna do glue right now. Glue is faster, and if you have a good glue, then sometimes it's better than using the tape, because the glue is very flexible, and then the tape, once you set it down, that's it. So here we go. So I'm gonna place it right in the center. Okay, and I'm gonna let this dry, but let me clean the glue on the sides here. So just let that dry for a couple minutes, and then you're gonna use your ruler again, and you're gonna crease along where you have your bend, just like we did before. Very gentle, don't break the paper. And the same on this side. Okay, so it's not quite dry yet, but it's okay. And then you're gonna bend it again, and bend this one too. Okay, so there is your basic binding for your gatefold, and then you can start adding your pages. Now the way I did this page, like I say, you can check my other tutorial, but I will tell you really quick. This measures 7.5 on the length here by 6 1/4, And so you're gonna cut one piece of 6, 7.5 by 6 1/4, and your other side is gonna be 8.5 by 6 1/4, and then you're gonna score 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch to attach these two together. Okay, so all you're gonna do now is take off a little bit of your double-sided tape. Don't take it all out. It's easier if you do it just a little bit, and then you're gonna insert here. Okay, and then you're gonna center it and make sure it's straight. And once you do that, you're gonna hold and stick this side, and then just take off your tape. Okay, and then you turn it around and you peel off your tape on this side. Okay, so I'm gonna finish adding my pages, and this is gonna be it for this tutorial. Now, like I said, before you decorate your album, if you want to use magnets, which I think I am, you put your magnets before you cover your paper. Okay, so you add your magnets. Actually, you know what, let's just do it right now. So I'm gonna actually add 3 magnets because I only have the little ones, and I want to make sure they stay. And then you just add your design paper on top. Okay, so I put my 3 magnets, and then I'm gonna put my other 3 magnets there. And this is just gonna get this sticky side up. Okay, 1, 2, and one more. Put it there. And then when you close it, make sure your spine is straight. Okay, so like that. And then you're just gonna make sure it sticks here. Okay, here we go. So now I have my magnets. So see how now my album closes fine. Even though my album's not full, it will close and give a little room for expansion inside. So now I'm just gonna decorate my album, and I will probably do another tutorial on decorating these, or actually I want to do a tutorial on the inserts for your mini album because I was requested that. So I will come back and do a little tutorial on, you know, what goes in your pocket and things like that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you, and if you have any questions, of course, let me know and I will be happy to answer, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.